Hello everyone, Minoxen here with another Mechwarrior Online tutorial. This time I'll be covering your first game in Mechwarrior Online. Upon logging into Mechwarrior Online for the first time, you will be greeted with the home screen. It's from here that we will get started. In the effort of keeping this timely, I'm only going to cover the things in the user interface that's needed to get into your first match. In the bottom left corner of the home screen, you should see the currently available trial mechs. These mechs change from time to time, but as of this recording, they include the Raven, Centurion, Dragon, and Awesome. These mechs cost you absolutely nothing to drive for repairs or rearming them, but do have a reduction in earnings as well as preventing you from earning pilot experience towards each variant. So the first thing you'll want to do is to pick which mech you want to try. Again, there is no harm in picking any of them since you won't have to pay for any expenses you might rack up by being destroyed. With that in mind, I would still suggest grabbing the currently available light mech, which in this case is the Raven. Light mechs generally serve as scouts and great distractions for enemy fire support. Lights move quickly but also pack less of a punch. By picking a light mech, you are able to gain some experience with the controls and familiarize yourself with the basics. Now before we get into your match, I want to explain the game mode. There's currently only one game mode, which is called Assault. In Assault, you win by either destroying all of the enemy mechs, or capturing the command point of the other team long enough for the base's health to deplete to zero. The more allies you have within the enemy's base, the faster you will capture it. If while in a match, the red text flashes across the screen, base under attack, that means that an enemy mech has snuck around your forces and is trying to win by capturing your base. To stop an enemy from capturing your base, you can either chase him out of the area, or also try and occupy the space with him, which will then cancel his progress. Now with those basics out of the way, let's get back to the game. Once in the game, you will be required to wait until all the players have joined the match, so don't panic that you can't move or look around yet. However, you can chat with your team by pressing Y, or you can speak to everyone by pressing T. Once the countdown has ended, your first objective is to evaluate your weapons groups. Your allies may be leaving the base at this point, but you can catch back up, so don't feel rushed. Using the arrow keys, set your weapon groups by pressing the right control button to toggle weapons in and out of groups. The top section with the round circle represents your arm-mounted weapons, while the section with the crosshairs shows all the fixed weapons on your torso. It is often best to partner weapons that share an aiming reticle, as well as weapon type and range. For the Raven here, we will link the pair of medium lasers into Group 1 since they are on the arms and have the exact same range. The large laser will be set into Weapon Group 2 for those long-range opportunities, while the SRM will be set to the 3 button for when we can line up a good shot. Trial mechs are not very heat optimized, so we'll need to keep an eye on the gauge located here, which indicates our current heat. If this gets too hot, then we'll be forced to shut down, making us vulnerable. Once your weapons are all set, let's move out and join the group. Now, just because you're a light class mech with plenty of speed does not mean that you should go barreling across the map into enemy territory. Often, some of the best scouts act as interceptors for enemy mechs, or position themselves well enough to be able to harass and distract some of the enemy fire support. I myself prefer to be an interceptor and keep an eye out for other scouts on our side of the map, or a much heavier mech who has wandered off by themselves. A well-piloted light mech is most certainly capable of taking down a much larger opponent, and is great at tying up enemy firepower while your allies move in. When an enemy is spotted, be sure to press the R button to acquire them as a target. Doing this might not only net you some extra coin for a spotting bonus, but after being locked onto for a while, the enemy's loadout and condition appears in the top right of the screen. As you see here, you can observe the mech's current weapons as well as his armor condition and health. The outline around each component represents the armor on the target that is remaining. This ranges from brown, which is undamaged, to yellow and then orange and then red, which means that his armor has reached critical and is almost gone. The solid colored components on the inside of that outline details the component's current health remaining with the same color indications. Your health and armor is also displayed for your constant view in the bottom left of the screen. It is very important to keep an eye on this status since a simple twist of the waist might prevent a deadly blow from hitting your unarmored location. Always keep in mind of what your enemy can see of your mech, and try to position yourself to maximize survivability. While we've paused to look at the user interface, let me stress the value of watching your radar, especially as a light mech. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, you can be circling an enemy like a hungry shark only to accidentally run into an ally who is trying to do the same. Being knocked down is very dangerous for a light mech since it takes a few seconds to stand back up, and it might be the few seconds that an enemy needed to line up that perfect shot on you. As you battle, pay attention to each weapon's effective range. Listed at the bottom right in your weapons groups is the optimum range for each weapon you have equipped. You may be able to line up a shot from across the map with your medium laser, but after a certain range, the weapon does no damage. You'll notice that the weapons listed in the bottom right during gameplay will change from green to yellow to being blacked out. This color change is an indication of the current effective range based on your location's reticle. Firing the weapon when green means that you will do full damage of the weapon, while yellow indicates that the weapon's damage is decreasing because they are beyond optimum range. Be sure to look up a listing of all the different weapons and their range as well as maximum range. Also make an active effort to fire within optimum range, so not wasting ammo or damage potential. Well, I believe this video should be enough to get you ready for your first match. Be sure to watch the tutorial and controls since I didn't have time to go over every button in this video. Good luck out there on your first mission, and I hope this helped. If you enjoyed this video and hope to see more like it, then be sure to like and comment below with ideas for future tutorials. Good luck, Mech Warriors. Minoxen out.